Hello, welcome back to In Deep Crit. My name is Damien Humphreys, and we are playing Earthdawn tonight, 4th edition, 3rd session of our Legends of Barsaive campaign. And joining me this evening are my partner in crime.
Hi, Luke Hindmarsh. As he says, I'm playing the Obsidian Man Ashulian, who very nearly died last session, but was luckily saved by a magic potion just at the very end. After us, I think, is a certain one who's playing a certain dwarf.
Yeah. I'm Phil Pass, and I'm playing Thorndor Gilmarin, a dwarf nethermancer, and I almost turned to the dark side with a mask, but was just rescued in time.
You were indeed, yes. Well, further to the dark side, perhaps. And next we've got Kieran.
Hi, I'm Kieran, playing an elementalist called Soul Brimstone.
And last this evening is my good friend Ian.
Hi, I'm Ian, and I have been playing a fantastic dwarf called Alabaster Mune, who was tragically and heroically killed last session, and so I will emerge from death as a brand new character. And today I will be playing Mindylell, the Windling Beastmaster.
Lovely, our first windling in the party. And unfortunately, we're not joined tonight by our other player, Aubrey, who unfortunately has got some other life stuff going on, so hasn't been able to make it, unfortunately, this evening. So we will hopefully see him next session. Yeah, so as alluded to, there's been a bit of shenanigans going on. The party were hired on as caravan guards. There was a mysterious sandstorm whipped up out of nowhere. Some marshalling of the caravans. The veteran caravan guards all disappeared during the sandstorm. The party fought off some wolves, almost losing a Shulian in the process. And the following morning set out on their way to find what had happened to the rest of the guards. Discovered they'd all wandered off independently, but all more or less in the same direction, heading eastwards across the dunes. And the party had come to a cave mouth, and upon approaching the cave mouth, one of the veteran guards, a troubadour named Nivek, came out wearing a strange mask, accompanied by some other men wearing masks who proceeded to attack the party. A combat ensued. Alabaster unfortunately fell beneath the blades of the masked madmen. A couple of the masks got knocked off, which called out to the players. Ashulian and Thorndor both ended up putting masks on. Fortunately, Ashulian managed to overcome the urge to go crazy and attack his compatriots, and threw the mask away and managed to rip Thorndor's off as well. We're picking up at the end of that fight. We hadn't quite finished the fight last session, but we'd almost finished it. There was only one madman was very nearly unconscious, and the other one was just about down as well. So with your weight of numbers, you've managed to subdue the remaining madmen. With the help of Xaolete Greg, who is this character here, who is a Tiskrang swordmaster, who was another one of the missing caravan guards who came running out of the cave, ripping off bindings, etc., had been tied up inside the cave, managed to come out and save you. As the last madman falls to the ground, Xaolete grabs all the masks and hurls them across the desert, across the dunes, so they are safely out of the way. There's a brief moment's respite as he looks at you and says, My friends, you found us. My goodness. Is everybody okay, apart from, obviously, this poor Alabaster, was it?
Yes.
He seemed like a friendly chap.
Our good friend Alabaster has fallen. You will forgive me if I have no words right now for the grief that strikes my heart. If only there was some way to restore him.
We had one last chance salve with us, back at the caravan. I don't know, did you bring that with you?
Regrettably, I was close to death myself, or in fact had crossed that strange barrier between the worlds and was brought back using that very salve, so I fear there is no hope.
I am so sorry. May Thistonius and the other passions watch over him as he makes his journey to the next life. He bows his head. A little silent prayer over Alabaster's body for a moment.
I do the same. And then I scoop up the body very gently and bear him as if he were like a child.
I have more. The rest of my companions, I think, are in the cave, and I think somebody else is in there as well. I'm not sure. They've all got. The rest of my companions were taken. The other two were taken deeper into the cave. First of all, we need to wake up Nivek and see if he's still with us. I guess. Hopefully, I think it's the masks that have the effect. So hopefully, without the masks, all of these chaps will be more or less back to normal. I mean, was Nivek ever normal? I'm not sure. I have some potions, and he pulls out some potions from his bag. I mean, I have enough for all of us. If anybody needs a potion, that will help restore some health. I can't do anything for poor Alabaster, I'm afraid.
I will carry him, but I would appreciate a potion. Thorndor, you, like me, had one of the masks on your face. Did it call to you?
It did.
Then it seems to me maybe the masks are indeed the source of whatever the compulsion was. It is a pity we cannot just destroy them and have had to throw them away.
What concerns me is that the masks would not have... Someone must have put them on. Someone must have created them. Someone must have given them.
There's a crazy old elf in that cave. I don't know what he's up to. He's up to some ritual. There's some other masked men in there. I think perhaps the masks can be destroyed. I just threw them away for expediency's sake right now.
Oh.
But perhaps, yes, perhaps we could seek to destroy them rather than leave them lying around to enslave whichever poor fool comes along. First of all, potions. I have one. So I have a lot of booster potions. I have one that is a healing potion. So the booster potions will be fine if you haven't used all of your natural healing for today. But if you have used all your natural healing for the day, then the healing potion will give you another chance to heal, as it were. So mechanically,
yeah,
the booster potions add 8 steps to a recovery test. So you can drink it and immediately take a recovery test with a plus 8 steps.
Wow.
Which is quite nice.
Yeah.
The healing potion does the same thing, but if you don't have any recovery tests left, it allows you to take one.
Cool. Might I take the healing potion, or is anyone else in dire need? I am badly wounded still.
I think you should have it.
So Sol and Thorndor, you're both fairly okay. Chi-Chi is quite wounded.
But Chi-Chi hasn't used any recovery tests, I don't think.
No. So, step modifier 8. Not 80, 8.
Step modifier 80. I've got all the health back.
Well, that was a terrible roll for Chi-Chi.
Ouch. Yeah.
So Chi-Chi heals 4.
So if I take a healing potion, what do I do? Give myself another recovery test?
Yeah, so just roll a recovery test with an 8-step bonus. Step modifier. Try and do better than rolling 2 2s.
I can't use karma on it, is that right?
No.
Not on this level, I mean.
Not at this level.
Circle.
Not this circle. There are some...
Yeah, 20.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. There are some disciplines that allow you to take use karma and recovery tests at later circles.
I think it does it automatically, doesn't it, on the character sheet?
Looks like it's added it straight on there, yeah.
Fantastic.
Nice. That was a good result for you.
It was. I needed it. Okay.
Can I ask the Strang Swordmaster, whose name I've forgotten?
Xaolete. It's an easy to
Xaolete.
remember name.
Yeah, definitely. I'll say, you described this ritual. You saw this ritual. Could you describe it?
I didn't see the ritual. I was tied up in the cave entrance. They've gone further. There's some tunnels. There's a tunnel leading into the cave. I can hear chanting from inside. He said something about now was the time to open the way. He's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. He was gibbering. He's taken the other two tied up. I think he might be using them in the ritual. Some kind of blood magic thing, maybe.
Is he?
So I've got...
Sorry.
No, go.
Is he perhaps trying to open the way for the horrors, a horror to return?
That's what I fear. Yes.
Thorndor, sorry to interrupt you.
I don't see what else he'd be opening a way for.
I was going to ask a meta question. Can I use the discipline law knowledge to see if any of that terms or descriptions kind of mean anything to me about what he might be doing, or is it too vague?
Discipline law.
So I've got knowledge as a skill, and it's in discipline law.
Yeah, it's not really related to any disciplines. Horror law would probably be closer to it if anybody's got horror law.
I think I've got horror law.
So discipline law is knowledge of all the disciplines and what their kind of abilities were. So if he was using a particular discipline talent, you might be able to say, "Oh yeah, that's he's a wizard doing whatever."
I thought that was knowledge of Nethermancy, like of my discipline. I didn't realise it was
Yeah, it's kind of general knowledge of what the different disciplines are. The known disciplines, anyway. Who knows? There could be disciplines that are not known to the wider population.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't have taken.
You know, if there was an evil and devious games master lurking behind the scenes somewhere.
Yes. Not just weaponsmiths, but cheesemakers.
Blessed. You do have horror law, Sol. Yes. Very much sounds like a ritual to open some kind of hole in astral space to bring a horror through. Opening of the way, taking sacrifices, or taking living name givers to use in that ritual sounds like. So blood magic is sometimes quite beneficial. So there's various charms and things, and later on, as we discover, if you make pacts of blood peace and make blood oaths to people, you take a certain amount of damage, and that blood fuels the magic that's involved in that ritual.
Okay.
There is also a form of blood magic, and that's known as life magic. There's also a form of blood magic called death magic, which is using the actual life force of people to power certain rituals, etc. Most kind of non-adepts don't know the difference between the two. So a lot of normal people are kind of like blood magic is a bit... Because also the ritual of the thorns that the elves did is a form of blood magic.
Of course, yeah.
So everyone's kind of a bit like... Normal people are a bit... Blood magic's it's a bit dodgy. You as adepts know that there's a difference between life magic and death magic, which all comes under the umbrella of blood magic. But yeah, it definitely sounds like somebody's about to get sacrificed to bring a horror through.
We had best move in and try to stop this ritual. With my wounds, I am not likely to be very skilled in a fight. But I am.
So a healing potion also heals one wound. Apologies.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. Not all wounds, just one.
Just one. That takes me down to one wound. That's better than two.
Yeah, that's a lot better than two, yeah.
Please allow me to take the brunt of any punishment.
And I think there's somebody else just in the entrance as well. There's a load of... Looks like they've been doing over caravans and stuff for a little while. There's a whole load of stuff there. One of the sacks is wiggling, and I'm sure I heard it swearing.
A swearing sack. How very interesting. Let us investigate.
Okay, so moving into the cave entrance.
Yeah.
It's cold, dark inside the cave. Immediately out of the sun, you get that temperature change that going underground or into a cave brings along. It's cool. It's dry, but it's cool.
Did you say it's dark?
And there is indeed, and it's dark fairly soon. You can see further on illumination, but this particular part, the entranceway, is not illuminated. There is dim torchlight flickering from further within, and there is also the sound of chanting. Can't quite make out the words yet, but there's the sound of somebody chanting. And yeah, there's a whole load of barrels, wooden boxes, kind of trade goods, that sort of thing. And there is indeed a sack, which is wriggling, kicking, a many-limbed, possibly multi-headed beast of some sort is inside this sack.
I look to the other two. Oh, sorry, three, because of course we've got...
And there's little high-pitched cursing coming from inside as well.
Swing! Swing! Damn them! Bastards!
Along those lines.
Given time, I may be able to erect a protective circle to trap any spirit that's inside this.
I think it sounds like someone who is like us, a victim of this odd cult. Sol, what do you think? What say you?
I think I can do a wilderness check. Sorry, a survival skill check, I think. Character sheet. Just
Do you fear there is some wild beast inside the sack, or should we simply open it and find out?
I think I'm just gonna
Fill it full of arrows and move on.
Set fire to it and then yes.
A massive frying pan, just smash it.
Maybe I could pick it up and like sling it over the other shoulder.
Yeah.
Ian's previous character, Ian's current character. Sorry.
Can I use this skill, wilderness survival skill? Damien?
It's not really relevant.
Ooh. Okay.
It's the thing in a sack.
It's a thing in a sack. Creature lore or name giver lore might be. I mean, it's a high pitch. You've met windlings before. It sounds like a windling.
Let me out! You swines!
Possibly. I mean, it sounds like a windling. There's more legs and arms and feet than a windling normally has.
All right, I say.
But the voice is a windling.
Calm down. I will release you. We were also victims, not your enemies. And then I slowly bend over, because that's about the only way I can, and try to undo the sack with one hand, because I'm still holding poor Alabaster.
Oh, you're holding.
It's easy enough to yeah, simple knot around the top of the sack.
Gently shake the sack out, very gently.
Falling to the ground are a windling and a zoak, which is a creature. You've seen them before. There are a few in the care. They look like a cross between a large bird and a bat. Feathers all over the body and head with a leathery neck, wings and tail. Each of its forelegs end in talons. And the beak is a bit like a crackbill, if you know what a crackbill is. So it's kind of a big, kind of almost serrated parrot's beak.
Gotcha.
And a windling, and they both tumble to the ground in a flurry of wings and feathers and feet and hands. And Ian, if you would like to introduce...
The windling takes to the air, hovering around his beloved Zoak. A cartwheel and a cascade of wings and arms and legs. Blighters! Blighters! Fire upon them! Hello!
Greeting.
You let me out! Thank you! They were blighters. Dastards, I say.
We think they were under a spell within a mask. Don't put on any masks you find. But there is a ritual. We must stop. Are you hurt?
I'm fine. I shall smite those who would try and entrap me in my beloved purr. And I'll kind of hover down and stroke the head of my Zoac and kind of ruffle its scales and just whisper some nice words of affirmation into its reptilian ears.
Smiting is good.
So, for the viewers who might be new to Earthdawn, a windling is a name giver about 18 inches high. Dragonfly type wings on their back. They can fly for short amounts of time, about 20 minutes or so, before becoming exhausted. So fly around in combat, etc. They kind of look like exaggerated elves in appearance, kind of shrunk down to kind of doll size, I suppose. Very flighty, very hyperactive. They have over a period of time, they come in all sorts of different colours. They tend to mirror the colour of their environment after a while, so it's not an immediate camouflage effect. But if one lived in the desert for a number of weeks, it would start to become a sandy yellow colour. Forest would become a green colour, so on and so forth. And yeah, they are another one of the name giver races. Races are known as name givers in Earthdawn because names, as will become apparent, are very important. Names have power in the world of Earthdawn. Names create a true pattern, which allows you to weave threads to it and to do all sorts of magical things, for good and for ill, sometimes. So, yeah.
I will snarl and fly around looking for my kit. Can I find my kind of weapons and bits and pieces?
Yeah, in a crate nearby is little windling-sized bow and dagger and club, etc.
Come, you friends, let us have at thee and smite these masked, nefarious villains.
What colour is Mindylell?
Oh, I'm a gorgeous green. Very kind of dark skin, but a really gorgeous green eyebrows and hair. I mean, it hints of an exotic, lush forest down there.
So, well, let us follow the sound of the speech, unless friend Soul or friend Thorndor, is there anything we can do if this chanting is perhaps like the masks made us go crazy? Could it perhaps affect us? Do I need to stand there with my fingers in my ears?
Either of you could make a pattern craft test.
Do you want to do one? Okay. I do.
Either or both of you, yeah.
Why don't we both go for it and see what happens?
Well, that is a nice roll.
A pretty damn good roll there, Thorndor.
Do I have pattern craft? Yeah, I do. Okay.
It's not bad.
Nice, two good rolls, absolutely. Good exploding dice on both of those. It's unlikely. From what you can make out, it's unlikely that this is a spell. This is a ritual designed to open something as opposed to drive anybody insane. There certainly would be rituals that could do that if you heard them. This doesn't... You don't think this is one of them.
I was just saying, I think that this is to open a gate. I think the masks were used for that purpose. I think as long as we avoid or destroy the masks, we should be safe.
All right. Then let us follow our new friend. But one moment, and I reverently lay the body of Alabaster down, sort of in a suitably safe place, and just put part of the sack over the corpse as a sign of gesture of respect. I will be back for you, friend, if I am back at all. march forward, troll axe in hand.
I'll get on per my Zoac and head down the corridor.
So Zoacs, very much like windlings, can't fly for huge periods of time. They can again fly for about 20 minutes or so before needing to take a rest. But yeah, you can absolutely fly down if you want to. The caves they're old. They're not complex. A tunnel winds into the hillside. There's a couple of kind of wrong turns, but they end very quickly in a dead end. So it's not difficult to find your way.
Can we see the whole way? Or is it dark in places? Again, you said there was some illumination.
Yeah, so there's a glow coming from deeper in, which keeps you navigating quite well.
Okay.
You can't so very, very dim light. That kind of, if you're walking down a corridor that is not lit, but there's a dimly lit room at the end of it, that kind of level of illumination. So you're not falling over your feet, getting lost, etc.
Yeah.
But it's not, you can't see any fine detail. Your group cautiously heads into the darkened cavern.
One thing we haven't dealt with is the waking of the minstrel. Are we leaving him?
I completely forgot about that.
That's all right.
So, thank you.
Nivek is this.
Nivek, he will take a recovery test with a +8 modifier. Thank you. Oh wow. So he's conscious. Yeah, he's conscious. And he'll take it. So he'll take another one without the modifier after finding Mindylell. I nearly said Mirabelle, but that's something else. He's conscious. He's very wounded, but he is with you.
Okay.
Perhaps I should stay at the entrance in case anybody else comes in. Maybe watch over this poor soul.
That is probably wise. What say we all, friends?
I'll glare at him suspiciously. He might have sacked me.
Masks.
How could you tell they were all wearing masks?
I'm very suspicious of all of them.
Ah.
And he's very confused, very doesn't know, has no recollection of what's happened to get him here.
Let's leave him, new friends. Let's
Yes.
leave him.
I agree. This ritual might be going apace. Okay, sorry.
That's right. You weave your way through the winding tunnel further into the rocks. Before long, you spy the torchlight ahead and can see the torchlight and start to hear the ominous sounds of arcane chanting. After winding your way through the hillside down this tunnel, spying the torchlight ahead of you, move into a chamber where the torchlight is emanating from. Very cold, very dark, very ominous feeling. There's a crackle of mystical energy in the air, that feeling of magic, that almost greasy feeling of some kind of dark magic afoot. Coming out into the cavern, you hear the chants of Beguiler! Your storms have borne fruit. Your lost have come before us. Return to us now and bring your flesh upon this ungrateful land. Up ahead, you can just make out the figure of a wizened old elf up on a ledge with the two other caravan members restrained in ropes to either side of him. He has a knife in each hand and is carrying on this chant. In front of you are two more masked madmen, and off to the left is another group of 4 masked madmen at the bottom of a ramp which leads up to the ledge.
Gotcha.
The ledge would be climbable if you wanted to avoid the ramp. I haven't put Xaolete on there, have I?
Yeah, I was just about to ask about him because he's kind of important for this combat.
Yeah.
How high is the ledge? I mean, is it going to present anyone who's 7'2" with much of a problem?
No. You'll need to climb it.
Sure.
It will take an action to climb it, but it will be quite simple.
Cool.
It's a difficulty 9 climbing test. or dexterity test if you don't have climbing, and it'll be a lower difficulty for somebody who's almost as high as the ledge.
Cool.
Unless you got wings.
Absolutely.
Unless you've got wings, yeah. In which case, it's probably quite easy. So Xaolete says to you, we have to stop. We have to stop him. He's the primary target. We have to stop him.
Then that is what we'll do, and I'm just going to roar and charge directly towards the bloodied elf.
Awesome. Xaolete says, I'll try and take on the madmen. I'll try and hold them off while you get to him. And we are going to roll initiative. Which I should just be able to do that.
You've kindly given me like supervision. So obviously for the benefit of everyone watching, which is great. But this is much more atmospheric when I'm someone else's view. So
yeah, I'll leave them in initiative, but they just can't do anything at the moment.
So
right, if everybody would like to roll their initiative.
Remind me again how we do that.
So if you right click on the crossed swords above the chat window, and then just click on the D20 next to your name.
Which is disappointing for me. I've rolled a bit low.
I'm actually going to have all the madmen going on the same initiative. What have we got? 2 7s, a 6, a 4. So I'm going to have them go on 4.
okay. I can't help but feel that they need to be trying to pitch us some kind of advertising. That's bad, sorry. Look at Xaolete. The flash git.
There we go. Yeah. So we are on Xaolete's turn first. And he is going to, let me just check his movement, it's 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Easily gets up to the madmen on the ramp. Whereby he doesn't have extra attack, does he? No. He attacks the first one, let me remember to target. Let's not forget that bit. Attacks the first one with his broadsword. And he's going to use a karma on that as well. Nice.
Wow.
Nice. +6 step modifier. So yeah, he almost hacks this first masked madman in half with his first blow. Immediately follows up with his tail attack. Fails to hit with his tail, unfortunately. That is his turn. Sol, you're up next.
Oh, I'm gonna cast I'm gonna start to prepare Earth Dot.
Yep. Target whichever enemy you're aiming at.
Really use my character phrase there. I'm gonna just target the same one, the middle one. Targeting it.
So which, yeah. The elf is a little far away for Earth Darts. So you've got either of these 2 masked madmen in the middle of the room, or the ones on the ramp.
I'll go for that one.
But you can move and cast, can you, in this, or do you have to be stationary?
No, you can move and cast. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just hang on a minute. Select token. I'll move first. Just move there. Then I'll start preparing.
You've got yourself targeted at the moment, so remember to target there. That's it.
Okay. And then I'll
Yep.
prepare Earth Darts, which take me 2 rounds to cast.
There's no threads needed for Earth Darts. They're not. You can cast it this turn.
Right, achieve weave. Cast.
Yeah, I think it's
Earth Darts threads needed is 0, so you can just
Okay.
you can just cast it. Yeah, nice.
Then I just need to roll the damage.
Click on effect, and that'll roll the damage with the extra steps.
Mm.
Nice. And click on apply damage, and that'll take it off him. Yeah, good hit. Done some damage with your first Earth Dart. As you scoop up a pile of earth off the ground and fling it at him, and it turns into an arrow-shaped dart. Slams into his chest.
excuse me.
Any more movement from you?
No. I can't do a simple action now, can I? Now that I've done a standard action.
You can. What did you want to do?
I just wanted to, because I've kind of made myself a bit vulnerable. I've got skill in unarmed combat. No, sorry, acrobatic defense. So I wanted to kind of like be doing that in reaction to case they.
Yeah, let me just check the write-up for acrobatic defense. The adept flips, spins, somersaults, or performs similar acrobatic maneuvers, making them harder to hit. You must be able to move and have sufficient space to maneuver in, which you do. You make an acrobatic defense test against the highest physical defense of any opponents in close combat range, 2 yards. There's no one in close combat range. If they do close with you, you can absolutely use acrobatic defense. Because it's a simple action, you don't have to use it on your turn, as it were.
Look at them.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And my goal.
Cool. JT is otherwise occupied. The madmen get their go. Movement of 12. So now this one's moved into close combat range with you. 2 of them have, in fact, as they've just come charging straight towards you. So if you make an acrobatic defense test against the difficulty of 6.
I have to select the target. Oh.
Yeah, or put in target number of 6.
It's still targeting the same one, so we'll just. This is the one on the right.
Both of them are coming at you, but they have the same physical defense, so it's just against the highest physical defense, which is 6 in either case. Unfortunately not. So you don't get any bonus to your physical defense at this time, as they come in and attack you with their daggers.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. They haven't targeted you yet. So the first one misses. And the second one does hit.
Do you have a void blow, Kieran?
No. All I have is acrobatic defense.
You're not going to take any damage anyway because he rolled a 1 for his damage, and you've got more armor than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does connect, but it just glances off your. What are you wearing? Hide armor, something like that.
Hide armor, yeah.
Yeah, just glances off. The other ones, well, the first 2 anyway, are going to get attacks against Xaolete. Yeah, not going to happen. Oh,
Wow.
that one hit. That's a lucky
Wow.
strike. Hang on, because Xaolete does have a void blow.
Yeah. I mean,
Difficulty of 32. Not 321, 32. He can use karma on it.
Oh wow!
I mean, it wasn't a bad go.
Yeah,
it wasn't a bad
God.
go, but the madman just gets through his defense. For 18 damage. Which is only 10 after his armor is applied, so he's fine. He barely notices it. He does look a little chagrined for a moment. Maybe it was the attempted tail attack that left him a bit open. So this madman just slices in at the base of his tail. Bosalin is also occupied, so Mindylell, you are up next.
Then you're all in for a treat as the triumphant Mindylell bellows. Yeah! That's a windling bellow, everyone. Moves to here. And then fires my windling bow right at that wizened old elf's face.
Go for it.
Do I need to select the token first?
Target him, and then... Yeah, and then...
And I target with just what?
Hover over it and press T.
Thank you. That was what I was struggling with. There we are.
And then hit your bow. But
Can
your
I use a
missile
karma?
weapon, it's a skill, not a talent, so no, you can't, I'm afraid.
Okay, so I don't just click weapon. I click...
Click on the bow in your inventory, the windling bow.
That's what I... Yeah, cool.
Yeah. It's a miss. Maybe it's the dim light, maybe it's having been in a sack for who knows how long previously. Just kind of stretching out your muscles, it's been a little while. You're really hungry, you've been tied up in a sack for maybe a couple of days, you're not really sure. You're really disoriented.
You scrawny little elf! I'm gonna get you! And that's me done.
That's you done. Thorndor.
Okay, so I want to eventually cast Astral Spear, so I need 1 thread for that, so I'm going to use my thread weaving. Hopefully.
What's the weaving difficulty on Astral Spear?
5, I believe. Yep.
They're usually about that, yeah.
So that was lucky.
Yeah, weaving difficulty of 5. You have woven the thread. No extra successes. It only needs 1 thread, right?
Yep. And I can't cast it till
one
next
thing
turn.
One thing we did miss out was explaining that you'd actually swapped out one of your spells in your spell matrices, hadn't you, at the end of the previous battle for Astral Spear. So this is a new spell that, or a new to us spell that Thorndor is using. So yeah, you weave the thread with no problem. It's already charged up to go. That does take your standard action, so on your next turn you can cast the spell.
Yep.
Any movement from you?
No, he's in range, so I'm just gonna stay where I am for the minute.
Awesome. Ashulian.
I'm going to lumber forward, bellowing as I go, so I can make it to here with my normal movement. Can I spend an action to increase my movement speed? Am I remembering?
You can use a standard action to essentially charge. Yeah.
Okay, so 4. That gets me to the base of the ledge, and I would be able to move 1 more step, but I've obviously got to climb, which I think you said was a standard action.
Yeah, we'll take your action to climb, yeah.
I'm just making rather loud noises and sort of whirling the troll axe through the air, giving it a nice sort of whistling, intimidating sound. Making sure the elf knows his head is going to be...
So some systems use like halving your movement or whatever to go over to climb or anything like that. Earthdawn uses it's an action to climb. Kind of, yeah.
Fair enough.
Different way of doing things.
That's me.
Marvellous. The elf continues chanting, Beguiler, Beguiler. The way is being opened. Come forward, come forward. The lost ones are here for you. And there's a small pinprick of light just starting to form in front of him as he stabs the daggers down on either side to the tied up adepts either side of him. Doesn't kill them, but he stabs them in, draws some blood, and begins. You see the mystic power channeling up through the daggers, through their blood, up into his arms. As this starting crackling energy starts to build, as they both take a little bit of damage.
Ouch.
Nobody has any initiative talents to use, do they?
No.
I think so.
I don't think Xaolete does. Nope, he doesn't.
We've got to all roll in again. Nice.
Yeah, it rolls all automatically. So JT has just taken some damage. Which I should put on now. But other than that, he doesn't get to do anything. As Xaolete, going after the one he went over last time. Add a karma, why not? Because he can. Another 7 damage. And tail attack as well. Fails again with the tail. But that madman is very injured now. Ashulian.
I tried to climb the ledge. So you were saying I needed I don't have the climb skill.
No, so it'll be
Dex roll.
dexterity roll for you. Let's say a DC 6.
This might be quite funny.
You do still have a wound, don't you? So
I actually could probably unless it. Yeah, I've got very little chance of. Yeah.
Try and be a 1 with a rock.
I scrap.
let me just check that climbing does default to Dex.
Yeah, it'd be much nicer if it defaulted to strength. Slight difference in my.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Talent description.
Excuse me.
Climbing. Yeah, rank plus Dex. Yeah. I thought it was. And it is a standard action, yeah, absolutely. Sol, we're on next. On to you next.
Okay, so same target. I'm gonna do some movement back first. Mess that up. A step away, and then
Yep.
same target.
Go for it.
Cast.
Another Earth Dart, yeah.
Have another go at Earthdawn. Spells.
That's a hit. Oh, nice damage. He's very close to unconsciousness now. Our mask is very close to slipping off.
Cool.
Anything else?
No, I think that's the end of mine. Actually, I'll move back a bit more. What was Luke saying before about movement? Is it right click and drag?
You want to measure? If you want to measure, you do so to the where you've got the little token control icon, which is like a little figure of a sort of abstract person. To the right of it, there's a square which is selecting your token. Below it is a target for targeting, and then below that is a ruler for measure distance.
Oh yeah.
Use that.
Okay.
Don't use the measurement controls because they're useful but more fiddly. See, yeah, you got it.
I think I've got a bit more. Yeah, I've got loads. So
Yeah, I
that's
should
fine.
have. Yeah.
Get back a bit more.
Excuse me.
Okay, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Twisting the daggers in the shoulders of the two restrained adepts at his feet. The elf continues to scream. It's getting higher pitched, wilder, less coherent by the moment, as he this time does step 5 damage to them each.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yes, indeed. And this is going right through their armor, so they're not getting any of that on it. It's a good job they're not first circle adepts, that's all I'm saying. The pinprick of light gets a little bit bigger. As it begins to emit some light from this portal that is opening up in front of him. The madmen. So I'm sorry, Thorndor, this time you get both of them. One misses. Yeah, they're... What's that coming close? And they're crazed attacking, savage attacking. They're not coming in with any kind of skill or finesse. They're literally just at you with their daggers.
Good sound
However,
effect.
there's 2 more attacking Xaolete. No 32 this time. Completely failing to get him. However, the other 2... 12, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Start to run up the ramp. And that is them done this turn. Mindylell.
I will launch off the back of my trusty steed and just fly straight over to the wizened elf.
Yep.
I'm going to use my claw and unarmed attack.
Okay, nice. So this is a talent. Claw Shape is a talent that turns the adepts' hands into claws, so they can actually add to their damage step. Give us a description of what your claws look like as you launch yourself off the back of
Like curled leaves, but razor sharp.
Nice.
Do you want me to roll claw first?
Yeah, so I believe you make a claw shape. Again, this is new, so bear with me while I just double check.
Can I use karma on the claw? Because it's a...
So you use the claw step for damage tests, so it happens automatically.
Okay.
So the attack, so I've put a claw attack into your inventory.
Yep, which I've got.
So you click on that for the attack, and that will do your unarmed attack roll.
Cool. Can I add karma to it?
Damage, you can add karma to both the attack and the claw shape because they are both talents.
Nice.
So yes.
Cool.
Nice, you get an extra success. Did you target him?
Yes.
Yeah. So now you can roll damage and you can use a karma on that as well.
I'd love to use a karma on that.
So
do I need to do anything? Yep, it does karma. One.
So say 2 extra steps for the extra success, and then karma.
There we go. Apply damage.
Nice.
Apply damage, yep.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. He screeches in pain as he seems to notice you for the first time. And his hands come off the daggers at that moment as you plunge your claws into his back, rake them down his back. Turns around to you.
Nicely done.
I'm going to
Anything else
shout
from you?
windling obscenities in his ear. And thankfully nobody else speaks windling, so you don't hear the filth that comes out of my tiny little beautiful mouth.
Is it something to do with him not having wings?
It's very much his lack of flight and aerial mobility, and yeah,
Awesome.
also a lot about his parentage.
Okay, so first off, I'm gonna move. There's no penalties for like moving out of combat in this, is there? So,
No, but you can't move. You can't move past enemy combatants.
so can I move round them or not?
There's
'Cause there's a gap on the side.
yeah, you can just about get through there. I'll allow it.
One. Apparently it won't allow me.
Oh, because it's there you go. I'll move you to there.
Oh, thank you. There's 1, 2,
Because there's a wall there.
3,
So
4, 5, and then I will try and cast Astral Spear.
Don't forget the targeting, dude.
Oh, I've already got him targeted. I've just got to work out how to do it on here. So I think from the matrices it's cast. Looking good so far. Did anything happen then or not?
no,
You got a pop-up box
you
asking.
can use karma on spellcasting as well.
I'm alright
Because it's a
with that.
talent.
So in the spell section of the thing under the matrices, I've got Astral Spear. Or do I cast it off of the Grimoire?
Cast it off the Grimoire, yeah, it's that those little buttons don't appear to work. I think they probably did work, but Foundry updates quicker than it's possible for people to update the modules that go with it sometimes.
Has that done anything?
That has not done anything. Okay, that's irritating. You're using a karma on it, are you?
No.
No.
Just
Okay, that's. So you just have to do spell casting.
Okay, off
So
for
go
my
to talent
talents
to do
and
spell
skills.
casting. And your target number is 11,
Yeah. Difficulty 11.
which is his mystic defense.
That's pretty high.
Oh,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
so that did not work.
Doesn't hit, unfortunately. As
That
your
is me.
spear of energy streaks past him and slams into the wall, blowing chunks off the wall. And not the opponent. Boslin continues to writhe around in pain. JT continues to writhe around in pain. Okay, let's see. He is going to spin round, grabbing a staff that was leaning against the wall, and he's going to attack you with his quarterstaff, Mindylell.
How rude!
Should be like a fly swat, right?
Absolutely fails to hit you, despite using karma on it. Completely fails to hit you.
Absolutely.
You've distracted him from his spell casting. He's just madly just trying to swat you away. Pesky little. Ah! How did you get out?
If you had wings, you could get me, but you can't because you're a wingless something really rude and windling.
Xaolete is going to almost certainly kill one of these guys. Yep, that one's unconscious, and he's going to go for a tail attack on the other one. Actually hits. 5 damage, nice.
I take it the mask comes off.
The mask does indeed come off. Unconscious. Yeah, the mask falls off, and Xaolete needs to make a willpower test.
Oh dear.
That's where it all goes wrong. I'm not sure we could take him. Oh no.
He failed. He is going to pick up the mask on his next turn. He gets another one. He gets another willpower test.
Yeah, but it does not look like his willpower is quite the equal of the task. We are in big trouble.
Mindylell.
Building upon the vicious wound that I've already dealt him, we're basically gonna kind of go with that again. So we're gonna do a claw attack.
Nice.
How does that look? Yes. And I'm gonna stick him right in the neck. I'll show you blood. I'll show you blood.
Apply the damage.
Yay! He's dead, surely.
No,
I'm a vicious warrior.
He is wounded. So you get through his hardened leather armor. Anything else from you, Mindy?
How amenable is Per to following some instruction at this point?
Yeah. You can give him an instruction.
Per, knock the planks off here. Because I don't want those mad masked men getting over onto this ledge.
Okay. We'll say Per's sharing your initiative. Yeah, Per goes over and knocks the planks down.
Hooray!
They're just balanced across.
Yes.
Nice move.
Good Per. Good Per. Per.
Nice move.
No movement from me. That's me done. Thank you.
Ashulian.
I'm going to try one more time to climb this. What did you say the difficulty was?
6.
6. I can't use karma on it either, can I?
No.
To be fair, Ashulian, I've got this. Oh, well done.
So I climb up there, and then I go and loom over the elf and say, and just raise the troll axe both-handed, about to bring it down on him, like I'm just aiming, you know. And that's me.
Nice. Sol.
Okay, this guy I was fighting
So far, he's almost out of the cave.
Yeah.
I mean,
so he is going to.
it's not stupid.
No.
I will. Can I weave earth darts?
You can, but it will take your action this turn to weave a thread, which will power it up the next time.
Do I only write one as an extra thread?
So you can only weave one thread at a time unless you get extra successes. Or each extra success means you can weave another thread, which adds to the power and so on.
Start with one, basically.
But you don't have. You don't.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have to weave. You can just cast it without weaving. It's up to you.
But I did want to. It's not going to take an extra turn to weave, is it? Weave one extra thread. Remember, you can only weave one extra thread. Okay, I'll weave one.
Yeah, so you've woven a thread to it, and that takes your standard action for this turn.
Okay.
Yep. Any movement or anything from you?
No, I'll stay there for now.
Boslin is writhing and screaming in pain. Thorndor.
Can I see where the mask has fallen next to our Sarang Swords Master, whose name I
Yeah,
can't
it's
pronounce?
just on the floor over here. Oh.
So I can make it to that and try and kick it away from him.
You will need to make a willpower test as soon as you get within 4 yards of it.
Yeah, but it's
But
actually being meta probably better if I pick it up.
has a better willpower than...
He's right, though. If someone's got to be taken over, I would rather it were any of us and not Xaolete.
Cool, so I'm going to do that.
Okay.
1, 3, 4. That takes me to where the mask is, yeah?
Yeah, well, this is actually this side.
Ah, sorry, my apologies. So yeah, I'll go there and I'll try and kick it.
Give me a willpower test.
And can I use Karma on this or not?
You cannot, no.
Yeah.
Unless you've got... Have you got Will Force? Because if you've got Will Force, you can use Karma on that.
No.
No, I think you get that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, you made it anyway. Absolutely made it. And yeah, you can use your action to kick it away.
Okay. Like, hopefully out of his reach.
You don't have unarmed combat, I'm assuming.
Me? No.
Just give me a dex roll then.
And this is where this plan fails.
Actually, sorry, give me a strength check to see how far you kick it.
That's
because you can kick it quite easily. It's not trying to not be hit. Okay, so you managed to kick it 6 yards. So it's over here now. As it skitters off the wall and up the ramp a little bit. A little bit, yeah, away from Xaolete. Shakes his head as if clearing it from some horrific nightmare. Nods to you. Thank you, friend. And it's the Madmen's turn.
Nicely done.
So, this one is going to go after Sol.
Roll. Thingy.
Acrobatic defense.
Oh yes, you can roll acrobatic defense. Yep. Unfortunately, you miss. Or you fail. He also misses you.
Right.
So that's okay. And the other one is going to go after Thorndor. Also failing.
You're just too short.
This one is going to go after Xaolete. Oh, wow. Okay, Xaolete is going to attempt an avoid blow. Difficulty 26. Karma 1.
Good luck.
Oh.
Yeah, no. He's alright. He's fine. He only took 3 damage after armor. He's all good.
Plate mail or
slag?
something.
Yeah.
He is wearing... What is he wearing? He's wearing... So it's that phrase again. He's wearing chainmail because fantasy games. Uh, he's wearing some kind of
fantasy
male
games.
armor. Yeah.
High
Yeah,
fantasy
some
games.
games, yeah, he's wearing some kind of male armor. These two, I mean, they're mad, so they just run up to there and just look at the gap for a moment. I don't know the jumping rules off the top of my head.
I've just been looking at them, and it says mad masked men can't jump. That there was a film about it. I mean, do I sound convincing?
Pretty convincing. I'm going to say it's the same as climbing up the side. It's a DC 9 Dex test to jump across. So no,
So,
and no,
how much damage do they take from falling?
and they will take
That's hilarious.
falling damage. I do have this somewhere. I haven't opened my GM screen. The GM screen for this is great, by the way. It's got every table on it, plus kind of examples of different disciplines. Falling in yards, 2 to 3, sorry, is step 5 damage. Taking 7 and 4 respectively. Which puts one of them unconscious.
Wow.
And the other one isn't actually wounded yet.
Thank you, per the Zoac.
Actually, he shouldn't be unconscious because he hasn't taken any damage.
No.
Mm.
But maybe
But he
landed
just
on his
did
head.
with a fall. Yeah. Landed on his mate. Awkwardly. Now they're ashamed because of the homoerotic nature of that fall.
Why should they be ashamed, Ian?
They're mad, that's why. Because only a mad person would feel shame at the beauty of such things.
So he's not unconscious, but they are both on the ground. Yeah. Apologies. And that's them done. Xaolete is going to finish off this dude
Is he?
with a bit of luck.
Well, that always works out well for us.
Yeah, the next thing we know, suddenly, and he puts the mask on again. Oh, shit.
I'll know what I'm doing next turn if he does.
Yeah. If he puts it on, it's running away. I won't blame
He
him.
actually hit with the tail this time as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the madman is not quite unconscious yet. JT is still struggling. Julian.
So, having raised the troll axe over my head, I bring it crashing down in an attempt to split this elf clean in two. Although, you know, my injury is going to get in the way. So, I've selected him, troll axe. I'm going to use my last point of karma and hope. Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Unlucky. Yeah. It's a 3 and a 1. Terrible.
There we go.
What a shame. Anything else?
There's nothing else I can do. So, I'm going to stay there.
Mindy.
Clanging the blade off the metal, off the hard cavern floor. I then trying to reverse the swing slowly.
Yeah. Just missing JT Ferrian, who's on the floor.
Oh dear.
My apologies. It was. I may have taken some of your beard off.
He's an
Hey.
orc, he doesn't have a beard.
He can cope. He's an orc scout, if memory serves. He'll be fine. I'll show you magic, and I'm gonna hit him with another claw attack.
Oh,
Very nice.
and yes, you do. Are you adding karma to this as well?
I am adding my last point of karma whilst I stab him
Wow.
right through the ink.
We're going for it.
Yeah.
Nice damage. He
Brilliant.
is unconscious. Amazing.
Flutter in the air and like scream at just the evil of this bad wizened elf.
The light goes out as he collapses to the floor. As you rake your claws into him, and he drops unconscious to the floor. He's not dead, but he is unconscious. The magical energy immediately starts to subside, but the masked madmen are still coming.
Oh no. Nothing more for me though. I'm happy.
So let's go. Let's do this in the same order. So 1 against Soul. Fails to hit. 1 against Thorndor. Actually does manage to hit you.
I'll
Do you
try
have
and
a blow?
avoid blow.
Yep. Target is 7.
I'll spend a karma on that.
Is that talent? That's awesome.
Yes,
Yep.
7, yeah. And you've
So-
avoided the blow. So he does not hit as you. Magical senses come in just at the last moment. Doesn't have any wounds, does he? Oh, he does have a wound. I didn't make a knockdown test for him. Never mind. Still fails to hit. And the remaining 2 are going to attempt to climb. Nope. And nope. Sol, you have a threaded earth dart ready to go.
Can I change my location before I cast it?
You can, yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna move over this way.
The spell matrix is glowing with the extra energy of the thread you've woven into it.
Okay. Let's see if this helps. Then on the remaining thingamajig, madman who was targeting me, I will cast this with a motion difficulty, blah blah blah.
So,
How do I pick
so-
the extra?
an extra thread gives you, bear with me just a second, we did look at this.
Is it step modifier?
Additional threads, you can either you can do a +2 effect step, so a +2 damage step. So it adds nothing to your spell casting.
Okay, so I
It
just
adds
press
+2
F4.
to the damage if you hit. You didn't hit,
Oh,
I'm afraid.
okay, fine.
You did target him, yeah?
No, I didn't. I don't think I targeted him actually. Oops. Can I target him now?
Targeted yourself.
Yeah, because that's enough. That's enough to hit him.
Okay.
So you could do effect.
So click effect and add 2 steps.
If I just press cast.
Oh, that's the one I added the right.
Not showing me effect anywhere. I'm doing it from the character sheet.
Effect was just under where
in
it
the
said
chat.
failure.
Okay.
In the chat, it says effect and there's 2 dice.
Step modifier 2.
Yep. Hit apply damage. He is dead.
Nice.
And then okay then. Okay.
Well done.
Like
That-
dead, not just unconscious, dead.
At what point did it apply the extra thread?
That was the +2 effect test. Because
Okay.
your first roll was enough to hit against a target number of 7. I don't know why it said failure. Unless you didn't have him targeted or had the wrong one targeted. And the extra thread gave you a +2 step effect damage essentially. So effect for spells is because it doesn't always do damage, right? Sometimes a spell will have another effect, but an effect test for Earth Darts is the amount of damage.
Yeah.
Boslin is struggling at his bonds, unable to untie himself. Thorndor.
Okay, so dwarf sword in hand, I'm gonna stab that one that tried to hit me. But not like that.
Nope. Okay. On to the next round. The madmen just stop. Stand there swaying. Not taking any actions. Just swaying. Those of you that are close enough to see any of them, their eyes are glazed over, almost rolled back in their heads, almost just the whites of their eyes. So they stand there, swaying, doing nothing. Achillean.
This elf was trying a monstrous thing to open the door to the evil of the horrors. He must not live, and I want to just try and behead him or something. I mean, stand back everyone, I'm not exactly accurate. So I'm going to strike the elf. Who's unconscious, I know. Very unspoken.
Who's unconscious and prone.
Yeah.
So let me
best time to strike them. He's made his intentions very clear to us.
So target him and go for it.
Watch this completely miss. Oh, for God's sake, that's ridiculous.
On a roll of 2, yeah.
But I hope he stays unconscious for a
while. Xaolete just trips up the madman that's in front of him and starts to restrain him. I think the power of the masks is waning. I will hold this one down. Kill the caster.
I am trying to, but he's wriggling in his sleep.
So still got a deep cut, a deep wolf bite in you. It's quite hard, swinging a troll axe with a big chunk ripped out of you. Just trying to make you feel better.
It's not working.
Well, I will run over and try and climb. Or put the planks actually and make a ramp. It's going to be my effort.
Okay. Yeah, if you could grab the ramp, the planks, and run up a plank, that will get you up there.
Cool.
It's a soul's time.
But yeah, that will take your action to build a ramp. Mindylell.
Hang on, it was Soul's turn, wasn't it? Wasn't Thorndor's.
Oh, sorry, it was Soul's turn, not Thorndor's. Apologies. Yeah, it was Soul's turn.
Okay.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Who else is still alive? Is it everybody who's not got a skull above them?
Yeah, so the 3 remaining men in masks are just standing there swaying. The elf spellcaster is down and unconscious.
Okay.
So there's not really anybody left in combat, as it were. But you could certainly... I mean, nothing's stopping you doing whatever you like.
What's the elf called again? Can I try and stabilize him?
No, the elf that was casting the ritual. I mean, you can if you want.
Please don't do that.
Like.
He's trying to summon a horror.
You magically find a healing potion in your bag, and you can go and revive the elf that was trying to summon the horror, if you like.
Oh no, not even.
Soul's true intentions have revealed. Let's kill him next.
Well, I'd say
Okay.
if it's me attacking him, he's probably quite safe.
Okay, I'll just. What's my movement again?
So Xaolete has got this madman on the ground and is restraining him.
Okay. Where does it tell you your movement on the character sheet?
Front
On
sheet.
the front sheet. Characteristics. At the bottom, movement rate is
Bottom,
12.
middle.
Is it near the? It's near the bottom, isn't it? I remember.
Yeah, it's 12.
Where is it?
Yours is 12, mate.
Okay. Okay. I can't see it anywhere, but I'll take over for it.
Normal movement rate is 12. Dwarves are slightly slower, windlings are slightly quicker,
So are Obsidian.
if I remember rightly. Obsidian are slower. I think actually dwarves are the same.
Okay, so I'll just move my character 12.
Mine's 10.
Yeah?
Oh, it's 10, yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
But my dex is abysmal, so that might have something to do with it.
No, it's based on what name giver race you are.
And then I'm just going to start weaving another extra threaded earth dart.
Cool. Give me a thread weaving test.
Okay.
Difficulty 5, I think. You fail.
Okay, that's the end of my turn, isn't it?
Yeah. Mindy.
I'm going to gouge out the wizard's eyes.
Okay. Go for it.
Good.
You got no karma left to spend,
Nope.
have you?
I don't need it.
Very nice.
Okay, it's not exactly ideal, but
Oh, wow.
I've my little scratchy claws.
Where is he? No, he's not going to get his armor, though. Because you're going right for his face.
I really am.
Which I should have actually given you a penalty for going for a cold shot. That'll be nice. He's still not dead, but you have done him damage.
Cool.
Now it's Thorndor's turn.
So I will go over there and build that ramp.
Cool. Come on then, Mindy. Finish him off.
I mean, no, I'm not going to go there because that would be filthy. But yes, I'm going to finish him right off. Let's roll some damage. Yes!
Nice.
Look at that. Ha ha!
This time, instead of just scraping across his face, you manage to get your claws right into his eyes and pluck them out, sticking them into his brain as you manage it at the same time. All sorts of gory ichor and, yeah, whatever,
Nice.
aqueous humour, or not aqueous, vitreous humour, isn't it, that's inside the eye, I think. Yeah, all that jelly and stuff comes out. Anybody who's lucky enough to have done science classes before they stopped you allowing to cut things up knows what I'm talking about.
Have they stopped you allowing to cut eyeballs up and
I
things?
don't think you get to cut eyeballs up anymore.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I
Wow,
know,
in my
right?
day we got like pig's lungs and everything. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hearts, the whole flaming lot. Brilliant. Anyway,
And we'll come out of initiative there. Come out of combat there.
I just got me our axe about like this and that. Oh, you appeared to have killed him. Well done.
I'll flick all the blood and ming off my beautiful clawed hands.
You do not collect eyeballs, do you? Thorndor is in... I believe he collects the skin of those he kills. These are very strange customs not found among my people.
No pun intended. Stretched.
So the masked men are demasked Musks still have, so Thorndor and Soul, you can tell they still have a little bit of magic to them, but it's fading quite rapidly. Xaolete suggests that you burn them. You managed to untie JT and Boslin, who are very grateful. Very, very grateful. Oh, thought we was goners then, says JT.
I'll untie Boslin first.
We might all have been gone as well. While you're doing Boslin, I'll untie JT.
Thank you. We owe you. If we hadn't picked you lot up, then we'd have been proper buggered, I think. Nobody would have been here to rescue us.
Well, there would be another horror in the world, so we are very glad. But
yeah,
sad
Big Isla, I think he said. Yeah, I don't know what that is. And maybe we could ask Nivek. He might know. He knows about stuff like that.
Yes, he is quite badly hurt. Sorry, Thorntor.
No, it cost us the life of our friend.
Yes.
I will have to tell his family.
He looks around. Oh, the other dwarf fella, Alabaster, was it?
Alabaster Mune.
With the hat.
Brave companion of ours.
I'm gutted. So sorry to hear that.
Yes. He died as he lived, putting others before himself.
Well, let's make sure he gets a good sending off, a good burial. It's probably a bit far to take him to Haven with us. We'll probably have to bury him somewhere here. But he might be a bit ripe by the time we get to Haven. That's the only problem.
There are ways, perhaps, and I would endure such to bury him in a place of, shall we say, a greater honour than merely in the wilderness. I'm happy to walk behind the wagons bearing the burden that is my friend.
Or perhaps his falling creates a new legend, a new place. If we bury him where he fell and name it, then it becomes a place with a name.
There's much honour in that for him, perhaps.
This dead fellow of yours sounds like a true hero. What a wonderful, wonderful thing it must have been for you all to know him. You must all be very blessed.
We are.
We were.
And we can bury him with what he has slain. That will help his name, his honour.
A good idea. A good idea. Let us perhaps...
And he fell, he may not have been in this battle, but he fell preventing a horror coming into the world. He was part of the struggle. His legend will live on. This is unfortunately the way of this world now. Heroes rise, heroes fall. Legends are forever.
Well done, Mindylell. Without you, we might not have been able to defeat that cursed elf. I'm sorry I was not much use.
Without you, I'd still be stuck in that bloody sack. I'll go over and I'll stroke Per, the Zoac.
And well done, Per, for your clever manoeuvre with the planks. I do not think I could walk on them. They look a bit flimsy to me. Which means I'm stuck up here till I can roll to get down. I'm guessing they're not exactly strong planks.
You can get down.
All right.
Yeah, you could just slide down. I mean, you can sit on the ledge and drop down, right?
Yeah, I do the classic child climbing down from a high place, sit
I've
and
gone
lower
up somewhere too high and now I can't get down.
Maybe I need to do the cat thing of sort of like looking there, hoping someone will come up and carry me down.
Just got a vision of a Shillian standing there, arms out, waiting to be lifted down.
Yes. Just be like, wait for them to.
The way.
Yeah, you all seem to be underneath me to catch me because that would be fun for you. All what is it? Yeah, £920 worth.
Yeah, I'm dodging that. No offense.
Yeah, that's like nearly 400 kilograms, right? Wow.
The upshot of this is you can make your way back to the caravan. There are some supplies and things in this cave. A lot of it is rotten and been here for a while. The masked men are just dazed and confused. Their last memories are living in villages somewhere. So Boslin offers, for them to follow the caravan and head back to Haven until they get more of an idea. Maybe they'll remember on the way. Maybe they'll pass their villages. They're starved. They're weak. But they're not. None of them are evil. None of them have done anything of their own volition. They were taken over by the masks some time ago. Have no memory.
At least that is what they tell us.
In a moment, I skinned the one I killed when no one's watching.
Plus, no one's watching. Very subtle.
Oh, what's that over there?
With the supply situations, he said most of it's rotten, but anything that's salvageable, I mean...
There's some salvageable bits. There's also... let me get this right. There's also essentially a booster potion each. So that is one that doesn't give you a recovery test, but adds to your next recovery test. However, you're going to have plenty of time to just take your natural recovery tests. You won't need to use them now. But all of you have got a booster potion, which you should be able to find in the items. I'm sure you have access to the items in the compendium.
I have literally just added it to my equipment.
Marvellous.
Booster potion. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I take any supplies that I might be able to help the caravan, and then look to my friends to lead.
Was there anything on the wizard?
No. His staff, just a quarterstaff, a simple plain quarterstaff. Some insane writing, and it looks, the words to the spell, to the ritual, he's actually carved into his own flesh.
I respect that.
He's been, and it doesn't take even a horror lore check. I mean, he was horror marked. At some point, he probably cast some difficult spell in a tainted area of astral space without using a spell matrix. Got marked by a horror and has been driven mad by it. Marked by the beguiler, whatever or whoever that is.
Let us leave this horrible place and perhaps seal up the entrance when we go.
So I'll flutter about. So you guys going anywhere in particular? You got any particular place to go? Flutter, flutter, flutter.
We're heading to Barsaive. We want to...
Haven.
We plan to make a name for ourselves. Build our legend. And we would welcome you. I know I would.
Big,
the only
massive
anything.
Grin. And like a massive, just burst of flight into the air and flying around everyone as fast as I can. Yes, please. That would be lovely. Tally-ho!
You are very quick. This is impressive.
You make your way back to the caravan. Name just went completely out of my head then. Who's the other one?
Nivek, Elora, JT.
Elora is very pleased to see all of you return. Nivek comes back with you. So you've rescued all of the caravan guards, made it back, stopped a horror from being brought into this world. Travel back. The rest of the journey is essentially pretty quiet, heading to Haven. So you make it to Haven, and then that time you'll have managed to heal all of your wounds, all of your damage, get all your karma back, etc. and so forth, so you can reset everything to where it's supposed to be.
Nice.
And you can all also have 200 legend points.
Ooh.
Ooh, legend points.
Now, if you look on your character under notes and legends,
Yeah.
you have a legend points section.
Oh yes, so 200.
So, so whatever legend points you earn go on to your current and your total.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you spend legend points, you take them off your current, but not your total.
I put them on our spent. Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So your total will always be your total legend points that you've earned throughout your adventure career, and that adds to your legend. That builds your legend.
Cool.
Another thing that I haven't mentioned yet, because we've got to the end of this first module, I kind of mentioned to you as players, but I haven't mentioned it on the recording, I think, which is the journals, adventuring group journals and personal journals, which can be sent to the Library of Throal, where you will get a legend point award and a silver award for sending in your journals. I wouldn't send them at the end of every adventure, but maybe, when you get to, say, 5,000 legend points, we can say that you've sent your journal off, and you'll get 10% of the legend points since last time you sent the journal,
right,
as a legend point award. So first time you'd get 500.
Yeah.
And you get half of that as a silver award as well. And this is because the Library of Throal are keeping the legends and building up the story of Barsaive after the Scourge. And that's part of a way of building your legend as well, to let people know who you are and what you've been doing.
So what do we use legend points for? Is that
what do you use legend
equivalent of
points
XP
for?
from other systems that we're not going to name right
yes.
now?
Yes, indeed. So they are an experience system. And if you have the PDF of the player's guide,
I do.
There's a whole section in there on building your legend. Essentially, you can spend legend points to increase your talents, your talent ranks. You can spend them to increase your abilities, like your actual attribute scores.
Mm-hmm.
You can only increase an attribute score a total of 3 above its starting value. So that's the score, not the step. So you have to be aware that sometimes increasing the score won't increase the step.
Yeah.
Because of the way the steps are worked out. But you can only increase each attribute 3 above what it starts at, ever. You can weave threads to thread items if you have them. Don't have any yet. You can weave threads to group patterns. That's something that we'll certainly get onto over the course of the next adventures. We'll start introducing thread items, group patterns, etc., etc. So at the moment, the best thing you can do with them is spend them on increasing your
talent skills,
talent steps.
What,
yeah. So to increase an attribute by 1 costs 800.
Right.
And then it's another 1,300 for the next increase, and another 2,100 for the next increase. So it's quite expensive. But bear in mind, that will affect every talent that's affected by that attribute.
Only if you get a step increase, though, right?
Only if you get a step increase.
So what about the talents themselves?
So to take a talent from rank 1 to rank 2 that you've learned, so it depends on what circle you learn the talent at. At the moment, you've learned them all at first circle. Yeah. So there's different. Essentially, there's different tiers. There's Novice, which is circle 1 to 4. Journeyman is circle 5 to 8. Warden is circle 9 to 12, and Master is circle 13 to 15. And there's nothing beyond circle 15. But all of your talents you've learned at first circle, so they are all Novice talents. To take it from rank 1 to rank 2 costs 200 legend points. So you could all increase one of your talents from rank 1 to rank 2. From rank 2 to 3 costs 300. So you could save it to increase something from 2 to 3. Or you could buy one of your other talent options. When it comes to increasing a circle, you need to have those 5, I think it was 5 talents that you have as your core talents for your discipline, all need to be of the circle that you're going to. So, for example...
so to get to circle 2, you'd need to have... Oh, okay.
All of them at rank 2?
Yeah, all of them in rank 2. And then at circle 2, you gain another talent, which you have to spend legend points on, but you can learn another talent. And then you have to have all 6 of those to rank 3 to go to circle 3. and so on. So it's kind of cumulative
Gotcha.
building of your abilities. So it's not like some other systems where it's bosh, suddenly you get loads of new abilities and loads of new powers by leveling up. It's more of a gradual building up of your abilities in Earthdawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. I will spend 200
So-
to raise my fire blood from rank 1 to rank 2. I think I can do that, right?
Hey, my claw attack just went straight to level 2. Or rank
Claw
2.
shape, yeah.
Claw shape.
Yeah.
How do
Oh, I
you
see.
use them? Is it with the up-down arrows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And then remember to record your... Yeah, I was taking it straight off your current LP.
Oh, has it? Awesome.
Mindylell.
Mine hasn't. I removed it manually.
Oh, did you? Right, okay.
I'll do it manually as well.
Status, what's that about?
Off the current, but it stays on the total, right?
Status is legendary status. That comes in later on
Okay.
as you gain...
Oh, not relevant to us now. Gotcha.
No, it's not relevant at the moment. So, up to 10,000 is kind of nothing.
Okay.
The table is on page 461.
Okay.
So outside of those he has directly interact with, including his master, family, and close friends, the general population remains oblivious to the character's exploits and have not yet heard his name. 10,000 to 100,000, a few troubadours tell tales of these characters' exploits, and this is total legend value. So,
Right.
you know, as you get to 10,000, your little name starts to get heard. Were you to form your own adventuring group and name your group, which is something we can certainly come to later, then there's also a facility for your group becoming known as well, and perhaps the group might become well known before the individual members are.
Makes sense. Speaking about names, friends, before we leave this area, we talked about burying our dear friend Alabaster Mune and bringing honor to him by naming this place. Perhaps now is the time to do that. I am not a being of many words, and they come slowly when they do come. Perhaps if either of the rest of you would wish to speak on his behalf, and I will put what I can into weaving this name. Is that what we would do? Weave the name for him, or?
You just essentially just name it, and if you'll stand around, maybe all put some earth on as you bury him, and everybody says the name, says a brief ritual, which could be kind of whatever you want. You know, we name this place, whatever, in honor of our fallen friend. This place shall henceforth be known as whatever you decide to name it.
May I suggest Moonrise, in the hope that his legend grows to inspire.
Agreed.
He rose to
Moonrise.
Marvelous.
Hooray.
The rest of the caravan also takes part in this ritual. So with however many, there's probably 16 of you or something, 16, 17 of you.
Yeah.
Everybody takes it in turn to say the same words. This location is now named Moonrise, M-U-N-E, Rise. Perhaps the legend will grow from there.
New friend Mindylell, you come from a care or from outside in this world? We have been locked away for a long time. Perhaps you could tell us more.
I have travelled. I've gone through the jungle. I've gone through some mountains. I've swept from here to there and back again, and then forwards. And then, of course, and I'll start to stroke my Zoac, I met Per, who has been my companion for the last 4 months.
Oh,
Unfortunately, there was the sack incident.
yes.
Kind of brought things to a bit of a pause. I find myself lonely. I find myself enthused by the travel, but yet missing the company to enjoy the journey with. And so I am grateful for your kind offer to allow me to join you on this quest, and for allow all of our names to find the legend that we deserve.
I look forward to
At your age, no one may have named this place. We might all be dead.
Indeed.
So we owe you too.
And said, again, Thorndor, you proved yourself as always capable and so. Thank you. I am so sorry I was not much use, but I was proud to stand beside all of you. May I ask, Thorndor, what you appear to have some new hood, is this? It is very fetching.
It is another page of my grimoire. We will not speak of it around the uninitiated.
I understand. Your habits are rather strange, if you do not mind me saying so, but then again,
No.
that is true of all non-obsidian.
Well, my parents and family said the same thing, so that is why I'm on the road with you and my new companion, Mirabelle, here. People have always told me I'm strange.
Mindylell.
Mindylell.
And of course, but Sol, do you do strange things with funny skins as well, or is this just Thorndor's little?
No. I do not tamper with such, such organic materials. It is unholy and completely against my discipline.
Well, it is so good to be travelling with the both of you.
We are naturally entwined as a
I am not as much a fighter as Mindylell, nor am I skilled in magic, but Mindylell, the others know that when I was in the care, I would smith on their weapons and make tools and such things. Perhaps I can assist you with your bow, maybe, or making arrows, or perhaps I can assist either Thorndor or Sol. I don't know whether, so out of character for a second, I don't know whether I can use weaponsmithing on the journey to give them any bonuses at all from here.
You need a forge.
Need a forge.
But you could certainly do that. We could certainly have that after your arrival at Haven, before the next part of the campaign.
Awesome.
It takes a week. It takes a week working in a forge with a weapon to then be able to do the weaponsmithing test on it. It's a long process, but it's quite a powerful ability.
Builds up over time.
Yeah.
Friend Mindylell, we plan to explore Haven and find what we can learn from the new place. Have you been there before in your travels?
No, but that was my destination, to tally-ho forth and see what we see. There is safety in numbers and more voices to say our names.
Yes, this is a good thing, I think. What would we call ourselves? Have we thought of this?
And again, name absolutely went then.
Alora?
Elora, yeah, Elora.
Just think Willow.
Listen to this conversation as you're travelling. I think Willow, Elora, yeah. Well, I mean, an adventuring company name obviously has great power and great weight. As you know, we are all members of the different adventuring companies based in Haven, and we often take on new recruits. Perhaps when we get to Haven, you may consider joining perhaps the Strongest Arm, which is my adventuring company, the adventuring company I'm part of. There are others available. She kind of looks around at the others. However, if you're a member of one of our companies, you will not be allowed to be a member of any other named company. That's one of our stipulations, so that your deeds go towards our companies. You don't all have to join the same company, but it's just something to consider. If that's the way you wanted to go forwards, there are great benefits to being part of our companies. We offer various discounts on goods and services. We have trainers of most disciplines. We have adepts of most disciplines who can train those of a lower circle. So maybe something to consider in the future.
When we're back out of earshot of her, I say, was there not a time there was someone who came to the care with pamphlets wanting to persuade us to join their group? This Alora reminded me of them for a moment.
Sol just nods in approval.
And out of character, it sounds like she's giving us a gym membership.
Yeah, here are the benefits of membership at our gym, but don't you dare use their gym. I will be guided by you, friends, but at the moment I wish to understand before I make commitments to anyone other than this group or our care travel.
Do I know if I can tattoo a obsidian? Would their skin actually take ink? Is that something I'd know?
Yeah, you'd need to use a really good needle.
Not to mention ink. I mean, my skin is like, yeah, you'd have to find the right sort of ink to show up on it because it's sort of this blue-black, very shiny.
Yeah, you could absolutely tattoo an obsidian given the right equipment. Maybe a diamond tip needle.
Try to craft some magic into him.
Make me able to hit things. Yeah.
I mean, there's a thought to carry us forward to next session.
Absolutely. And yeah, more will be revealed about the adventuring companies and membership of the various companies. There's stuff in, I think you've all got the Haven PDF, which explains a little bit about the adventuring companies and the discounts and things they offer. But we can certainly also discuss that on screen for the benefit of the viewers next time.
Cool.
Which brings us very nicely to the end of this session. Thank you very much to Luke and to Kieran and Phil and Ian for playing this evening. It's been a fun session.
Thanks for
running it.
This module's been a little combat heavy, which is actually quite unusual for Earthdawn. There will be more to come, which is a bit less combat focused, I think. So there'll be a lot more.
You say that every session now.
Role playing. I'm just cutting out all the combat now. There'll never be combat again. It's going to be a series of NPC interactions and puzzles for the next 5 years.
Some shopping.
5 years. That's great. We won't have to roll to hit when we want to behead someone. I like this. Anyway.
Yeah, so again, thanks very much everybody for playing. We've been playing Earthdawn, which is available from FASA on their website at fasa.com. You can pick up the quick start rules for free. You can pick up PDFs and physical copies of all the stuff there. Been playing it on the Forge from Foundry Virtual Tabletop. We shifted it onto the Forge this time because we had some technical issues before. All of the background music that you've heard is from Tabletop Audio. Check them out. A fantastic free resource for tabletop RPGs. Loads and loads of different soundtracks and things on there, and sound effects, all sorts. You can make soundboards. It's a fantastic resource. The first map that we were on briefly was from Tom Cartos. The second map was actually part of this module. It was one of the ones that was included with the module that has been built into Foundry for this. So thank you to, I can't remember the name of the person who's done it off the top of my head, but
put it in the, maybe put it down below.
We'll put it in the description. Yeah, we'll put it all in the description. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you back here next time when our intrepid band will have arrived in Haven and perhaps may have something else to do once they get there.
I should hope so.
Cool. Thank you.
Sorry to do the thing, of course, but we have to ask, if you've been watching us this far, it makes a huge difference with the like and subscribe. So would you kindly do so? I'd really appreciate it. Damien would really appreciate it, and I'm sure the rest of the group would too. So, we'd like to keep on bringing you different systems. This Earthdawn is maybe something you've not seen before. So we're going to keep on doing Earthdawn. We're going to have other things, and that subscription helps us to be able to keep doing that. So you know what you need to do. Thanks.
You know the drill. Yeah.
Cheers.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care, folks.